I count on the loving help of my darling wife, Camilla. In recognition of her own loyal public service since our marriage 17 years ago, she becomes my Queen Consort.
Camilla's gearing up to take on her biggest role yet, and she says it's now, at age 75, that she knows herself better than ever.
The final whisper from a king. It was a quiet evening at Clarence House, the sun fading behind the London skyline, when whispers began to ripple through the palace corridors. The king, Charles III, had made a final wish, and when those closest to him heard it, even Queen Camilla, his lifelong companion, could not hold back her tears. This wasn't just a royal request. It was the final, heartfelt message of a man who had carried the weight of the crown and the pain of love, duty, and loss for more than 70 years. The weight of the crown. Charles's reign had not been easy. From the moment he ascended the throne after his mother's passing, he knew his time as monarch would be brief, not because of his age, but because of his heart.
With the passing of Queen Elizabeth II, the reign of King Charles III begins. He will now wear the crown as head of state, a role the 73-year-old has been preparing for all his life.
Those close to him say he often spoke of borrowed time. He would pause during meetings, looking out toward the gardens of Buckingham Palace, and say softly, "I just want to leave things in peace." Behind his royal composure was a man burdened with history, the son of a queen, the husband of a controversial love, and the father to two sons whose paths could not be more different. Camilla's silent strength. Queen Camilla had stood by Charles through storms that would have broken most couples. From public scrutiny to private heartbreak, she had remained as constant. Insiders say that in their final years together, their bond deepened beyond royal duty. They would spend long evenings in the library, reading poetry, listening to soft jazz, speaking of the future they might never see together. So when Charles called her to his side to share his final wish, she thought it would be about the monarchy, about duty, legacy, or the crown. But what he said instead shattered her heart. "Promise me you'll live freely." According to those closest to the king, his final words to Camilla were simple, yet deeply human. He told her, "Promise me you'll live freely when I'm gone. Don't hide in the shadow of my name. You've earned your peace." For decades, she had carried the burden of judgment, from the press, from the public, from the memory of Diana. Charles's last wish wasn't about power or tradition. It was about forgiveness, for her, for himself, and for the love they had fought so hard to protect. Camilla reportedly broke down in tears. In that one moment, the king she loved was no longer a monarch, but simply the man she had known since youth. Gentle, fragile, and full of heart. A secret letter left behind. After his passing, palace sources claim that Camilla discovered a handwritten letter Charles had left for her. It was sealed with his personal wax stamp and placed inside her favorite book of poetry. The letter began, "My darling wife, if you are reading this, it means I've taken my final bow. Please know that you're my greatest comfort, my safest place, and my truest friend." He ended it with a line that reportedly moved her to tears once more. "The world may remember me as a king, but I was happiest when I was simply yours." The letter has never been shown publicly, but those who saw Camilla after reading it said she kept it close, hidden inside her handbag, as if carrying a piece of his heart wherever she went, passing the torch to William and Catherine. In his final days, Charles made one last formal decision, ensuring the monarchy would remain strong under Prince William and Princess Catherine. He privately told aides that his son and daughter-in-law had the balance of duty and humanity that modern royalty needed. He wanted William to reign not as a symbol, but as a father, a husband, a man of the people. Camilla agreed, and with tears in her eyes, gave her blessing for William's coronation to take place sooner than anyone expects. It was Charles's way of saying goodbye to the throne before saying goodbye to life. The moment the nation stood still. When the palace released the official statement announcing the king's passing, silence fell over Britain. Bells tolled across London. Crowds gathered outside Buckingham Palace, not with shock, but with sorrowful respect. And as the flag lowered to half-mast, Queen Camilla stepped forward to greet her people. Dressed in deep navy, a pearl brooch pinned to her chest, she bowed her head, holding back tears, her composure trembling but unbroken. In that moment, she wasn't the controversial queen anymore. She was a widow, mourning a man who had loved her despite the world's disapproval. The king's final legacy. Charles's final wish wasn't just about love, it was about legacy. He wanted his reign remembered not for its length, but for its humanity. He had restored the public's faith in a modern monarchy, healed divisions within the family, and shown the world that kings, too, could be vulnerable. His aides revealed that before his passing, Charles had written one more line for the archives of the royal collection. History crowns kings for what they build. I only hope I am remembered for what I try to heal. It was his last act of humility, the mark of a man who never stopped seeking redemption. Camilla's new role, the keeper of his memory. After his death, Queen Camilla quietly withdrew from many public duties. She now spent her time at Ray Mill House, surrounded by flowers, her dogs, and memories of Charles. She visits Highgrove Gardens often, the king's favorite retreat, and is said to sit beneath the ancient oak he planted in their early years together. Locals sometimes spot her there, silent, reading from the same book that held his letter. To them, she is no longer the woman who divided a nation, but the woman who loved a king until his very last breath. The nation remembers. Each year, on the anniversary of his passing, a private service is held at Windsor Chapel. Camilla attends quietly, joined by William, Catherine, and their children. There are no cameras, no press, only family. It's said that Camilla brings a single white rose, places it on the altar, and whispers, "As you wished, my love, I've lived freely." Her tears fall, but so does a smile, because she knows he's at peace. The love that outlived judgment. King Charles III will forever be remembered as a man who defied expectation, a king who waited a lifetime, loved fearlessly, and ruled with grace. But his final wish wasn't carved in stone or etched on paper. It lives on in the heart of the woman who stood by him when the world turned away. Camilla's tears weren't just of sorrow, they were of gratitude, because after all the years of struggle, the love they fought to protect was finally free of judgment. And somewhere beyond the royal gates, perhaps in the eternal quiet of the gardens he loved, the king rests knowing that his final wish, to be remembered not as a monarch, but as a man who loved deeply, has come true.